So we've got the hole cut out. You can see the fantastic fan fits in here. We got a great big hole in the roof, which is the goal. And I got a bunch of tools up here, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to accumulate a whole bunch of tools. Let me get that out of the way. So before you begin, you want to have all your tools here. So we got a great big hole in the roof now, you can see, and I want to show you a little bit of the problem we ran into. This is the metal blade cutting saw I used on the, and you can see it doesn't go all the way through the paneling. Here's an inch and a half of, an inch and 3/4 of insulation. It doesn't go all the way through. But let me show you my blades. These are my wood and metal cutting blades that go to my jigsaw. You can see that these are for metal. They're clearly marked metal and wood. You can see this is a very long one, and so I use this one to cut through the paneling because it's almost 2 inches down. So metal and wood, and I use the really long wood one because it would go all the way down once it was in the jigsaw. So you got to have your jigsaw blades. Now for the next part, where we're going to do the actual install, you need drill bits. I keep a Ryobi drill bit kit. I'm going to use sheet metal screws, so you need an assortment of nut drivers and drill bits. These are the screws that I'm going to use. You got to accumulate everything here before you begin. You got to know you have it, and all your supplies are in one spot. I'm going to use these as screws. These are hex head, so I can drive them with a hex head. That's real important. And they're sheet metal. They're not self-tapping. I think the self-tapping don't bite quite as well, so we're going to pre-drill, which is why you have to have all the and of course I have my drill to do the driving and the pre-drill. And you have to have isopropyl alcohol because we're going to peel off the blue tape, which will have protected the surface and kept it, and then we're going to clean it with the alcohol. You want this stuff to bite and last, so got to get it clean. Nothing sticks on dirt. So now I'm ready to actually put lay the fan down. Here's what you need. You're going to need butyl tape. This is actually Dicor brand, because Dicor makes quality stuff, so I bought theirs. It's just peel tape. You just peel it, stick it on there, and go. And then you need screws. I am using sheet metal screws. Of course, you're going into sheet metal roof, so you're driving into sheet metal. You gotta have sheet metal screws. I am using sheet metal screws with a hex head. And I'll need to pre-drill the hole for the hex head. They're not self-starting. You need lap sealant as the final. Butyl tape, then self-leveling lap sealant, and then I will put Eternabond. I'll let that dry, and then I'm going to put Eternabond tape over the entire outside. So I'll have 3 layers of waterproofing, and I'm really confident this thing will never leak. But before I do anything else, I'm going to use alcohol and clean it, because I want everything to bond and adhere well. So it won't do any good to put down your lap sealant if the surface underneath the lap sealant doesn't bite and it just comes right off. So now, one of the problems with all of these van roofs is the corrugations. They have peaks and valleys everywhere, and so you have to make sure that you fill the peaks and valleys. And what I'm going to do that is lay in butyl tape. The main one is here. Hope you can see this. There's a valley here, and if I don't seal this valley up, water will come in underneath. So it's critically important that that get be sealed up, front and back, and also the thing is kind of wide, almost wider than this, the flange. So what I want to do is make sure I get that. So I'm going to start by putting this here, this butyl tape, putty. Put another one. So now that will have filled that valley. And when I screw down into it, it will compress it and pull it down so it's level. And I don't like these gaps here, so I'm gonna put some butyl tape here as well. There's a lot of cheap butyl tape out there. I bought Dicor brand. I think it will be a better product. A few dollars more, but it's worth it. See, that butyl tape is on there. But there's a valley down here, and you got to fill that valley in. So you make sure you get plenty on it. Go a little long, because it'll compress down, and then you put another piece on it. Peel it off so you know you're getting it on there. Now that isn't quite good enough, I don't think. I'll put another one on there. Yeah, I think I put 3 on each of those valleys. All right, call that good. All right, everywhere there is Dicor underneath it. So I have pre-drilled all the holes. I think I'm satisfied with the Dicor, and now we drive screws. And the thing after the lap sealant, we will basically be done. I have a quick change bit on my drill bit kit, and I believe this is the smallest of them, next to smallest. Yep. So the next step is to cut out, to trim out all of the excess on the die core, the tape, putty tape, and then to put on the lap sealant. So that's next. So you can see as I peel it away, there's a lot of it left under there sealing that gap. This is the most important thing to see, is this valley, and I'm not sure you can really see it in the, and it looks like there's a gap here, but that's way out here. There's lots and lots of die core between here and all the way back. The butyl tape, tons and tons of butyl tape. So this looks like it's bad here, but it isn't. It really will take good care of it and keep the water out, because there's so much here. It can puddle here at these gaps, but it can't get back here. And not only that, but I'm going to cover the whole thing now with lap sealant, and then I'm going to cover that whole thing with Eternabond tape, so the water will never get to here. That's the key thing. Multiple steps. The Eternabond tape will keep the water from ever hitting any of this stuff. And if it should somehow get past the Eternabond tape, it won't get past, it might get past this, but it won't get past, well, it'll be the lap sealant. It won't get past the lap sealant, and if it should get past the lap sealant, it won't get past the butyl tape in the back here. That's butyl tape, thick and tall all the way back here. So next I'm going to put on the lap sealant. I will give it a quick cleaning again, because the die core may have left a residue. We have our die core lap sealant in a tube.